lost almost 2 pounds. Like, holy crap. I ate every single thing that I wanted. I enjoyed the food that I had. I didn't feel hungry, and I frigging lost weight. Welcome to the new series on my channel. This transformation series, I'm going to teach you the exact strategies and habits that I use to lose over 40 pounds, transform my body, maintain it for 12 years, even after I had 2 kids. So let's get into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell notifications button to be notified every single time that I upload a new video.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
I am so excited to have you here. I have been on a fitness journey for what feels like forever. And the truth is that a fitness journey is a journey. It's not something that you go on again and off again and stop. So I figured I'd answer 3 very quick questions that you may be asking yourself. Question number 1. Who are you and why are you doing this series? Well, I'm Angie, of course, but I was overweight my entire life. I was overweight until I was 27 years old and I had just had my son, and I decided that I wanted to go to the gym to lose weight, transform my body, and get healthy. And it worked. It really did. For a little bit of time, I had seen some really great success in the gym. But the thing was that I was really struggling to find a balance. While I was working out, my diet was just really shitty, and I couldn't find the balance between eating healthy and exercising. My brother is in the fitness industry. He's a personal trainer, and he told me about this company called Precision Nutrition. So I went online and I did some research about them. I really liked the company because everything that I read was so scientific based. There was so much testing that was done. They had over 100,000 clients that they did studies on to find out what worked and what didn't work. So it really spoke to me. I was like, okay, this is the place. This is the place where I need to be. So I signed up as a client and took this year-long program, and it was awesome. I did amazing. I was so impressed with what it was that I did with them, and I loved that so much that I decided that I wanted to be a coach, which I was like, oh my God, I want to be a coach. Back in 2017, I completed my level 1 Precision Nutrition Health Coach certification. And now I'm here on the internet wanting to help you. Question number 2. What will this transformation series be covering? Each week we will be focusing on one habit, and as we progress through the series, we will be adding a new habit every week. We will be focusing on habits that have to do with how we eat, our diet, how we move, our fitness, and how we think. Now, alrighty, this first habit was actually something that I started last week. And I started it because I want you guys to know that every single thing that I'm asking you to do, I'm doing as well. And because I'm recording these videos, I need to have a little bit of data before I actually present them to you so that I can show you what type of results that I've got. So this week, our first habit is how we eat. And just by doing this one simple thing, I actually ended up finally moving my scale. I moved it after 3 weeks of it being steady and not budging. And I ended up losing 1.9 pounds. Now, I want to let you know that having a scale victory is really, really nice, but sometimes that's not the only thing that you should be looking at when it comes to whether or not something is or isn't working for you. But for this week, because we're new and we're fresh and just learning, yes, I did have a 1.9 pound weight loss, which is really significant when they say that you should lose 1 to 2 pounds every single week if you're on a weight loss journey. And a lot of times that comes with calorie restriction and specific meal plans. All right, I am a real visual learner. So I figured instead of me telling you what it was that I was doing, I figured I would show you exactly what it was that I was doing. I have some leftovers here out of the fridge, and I'm going to show you exactly what it was that I did this week and how easy it was to implement and how you can do it too. Step number 1 to eating slowly was I changed what I was putting my food on. Normally I would eat my supper on a regular dinner plate, but I switched it out for eating on a side plate instead. So I'm going to show you actually the difference of what it looks like of how much food is on each one. So I have some awesome leftovers here. I'm not going to eat this right now because I'm not hungry, but I'm just going to show you. So I have some leftover oven roasted taters, homemade. So I'm going to put on here what I would normally eat on my big plate. I have a bunch of grilled vegetables because I had a barbecue last night, and oh, I made the best portobello mushroom burgers ever. And then I also have meat sauce. So we're going to put some meat sauce on too. but I'll put on exactly what it is that I feel like I would have eaten on that plate. Okay, so this here is the amount of food that I put on this plate that I would eat, and I would eat all of it. And I'd probably eat it at lightning speed because I was really good at eating my food really fast. So now I'm going to take and transfer that over to my smaller plate, and then I'm going to see exactly how much food I would eat on a smaller plate. Okay, so this is my smaller plate here. As you can see, it's completely full. So to look at that there, this is actually the difference in the amount of food that I would have eaten if I had used the larger plate. So that was the first step in the eating slowly. Step number 2, I wanted to document what it was that I was eating. And it was not because that I'm changing the way that I eat, because I didn't change the way that I ate at all. I ate every single thing that I wanted this week. Here are some pictures of every single thing that I wanted. The second part is as I would take a picture, and then the third part is that I would put a timer on, and I'll tell you why. When I would sit down to eat, I would start the timer and I would start eating, but I didn't just eat my food like I was going into it one bite after another. I would put it in my mouth, and then I would put my fork down and I would eat it, and I would taste it, and I would enjoy the flavors of it. And oddly enough, some things I didn't enjoy as much as I thought I was going to enjoy, because I was actually tasting the food for the first time ever. I was like, that's not as good as I was expecting. Halfway through the meal, I would ask my body a couple of questions. The first question I would ask is, am I full? Do I want any more of this or not? And most times I was like, no, I'm not full. I want to eat more. So the other question that I would ask was, is this bite that I'm taking tasting the exact same as the first bite, and how good it was? You know how whenever you have that first bite of food, you're like, oh, this is so good? Yeah, you want all of your food to hopefully taste as good as the first bite. So that's the second question that I would ask. And if it was still a yes, then I would continue to eat. And again, I would eat a bite and I would put my fork down, eat a bite and put my fork down. And by eating slower, I was able to give my body the time to actually recognize if it was full or if it wasn't. If I came to a point where I was eating and say I still had food left over, but I kind of felt like I was full, like that next bite of taking the next bite of food where I was like, I would say, okay, I'd give myself a couple of minutes, wrap it up and put it in the fridge for later on, or leave it on the counter for later on. And sometimes that was fine. And sometimes later on, before I went to bed, I felt like, oh, I'm actually hungry again. So I would take out my food and proceed to do the exact same thing. Eating slow, putting the fork down in between bites. And that's all I did right there. I literally didn't change anything about what it was that I was eating, how much food I was eating. I didn't do any restriction. I didn't do any calorie counting whatsoever. I ate the exact same food. I even had my Hopkins cheesies, which I love so much. I have never felt this way about a chip before in my life. So that is literally all that I did. And now I want you to do the exact same thing. So now that we're going to do this, and I know that it might be kind of scary and you're like, I don't think this is going to work with it, I need you to trust me, okay? I want to let you know that whenever we start doing habits, we have this expectation that we're going to do it perfectly. And a lot of times I think that's what gets us into trouble in the first place. I'm that way where I feel like whenever I start something, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it and everything has to be perfect. And if one little thing goes wrong and I screw it up, I feel like, fine, whatever. I'm just going to go and eat everything and feel like shit. And then I'll think about it tomorrow. This is not that type of transformation. If you end up messing up where you forgot to time, you forgot to take your picture or whatever, that's okay. We are not looking for perfection here. We are looking for consistency. So if you have all of these meals that you eat, if you eat 3 meals a day for 7 days, that's 21 meals a day, and you screw up 1 or 2 times, in the grand scheme of things, it ain't gonna matter. Not to mention that we're not just doing this for 7 days, we're doing this for the long haul. And as we start this new habit, yes, we might suck at it really badly at the very beginning, but if we continue to try and continue to implement, we will get better. And by getting better, we become more consistent. And by becoming more consistent, we will be getting closer to our goals. I have a private Facebook that I will be setting up. I will put the link in the description below if you would like to join this Facebook. It's just for you and me. This Facebook is so that we can help each other thrive in this transformation series. This is a community where it's all for positivity. If we're having a down day, I want to be there with you. It's a lonely place sometimes whenever you're trying to go through a transformation and you feel like you're the only one who's experiencing these things. I want to tell you that, we're going to get through it together. And yes, there's going to be some hard days, but there's going to be some really awesome days too. And I really know that if you start this journey with me, by the time that you are finished, you are never going to regret ever starting it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the Facebook group as well as on Instagram. And let's have a really awesome week. And let's see what it is that we can do to transform our bodies. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day.